Hello, Doramita lovers. As promised, I am finally back. Today, I am bringing you the second season of the series One Fine Week. Let us get started. This season begins with a dialogue between Dae Eun and her boyfriend Jung about the parties they host together, after which he gets up and begins to dance and sing for her. Given Jung's fame, the relationship continues to be kept secret. Afterward, he bids her a fond farewell, and once a few minutes have passed, he calls her on the phone to let her know the exact location where he has carefully tucked away a special surprise gift that he wanted to hide specifically for her to find later on today. Next day, Yoon goes by surprise to the cafe where Dae Eun works and tells her how much he misses her since they cannot be seen together. A few days later, her best friend suggests celebrating a party for Dae Eun's birthday, but she rejects her invitation since she has planned to celebrate it with her boyfriend. However, at night, after preparing dinner and waiting for him for hours, Jung does not appear, nor does he answer her calls. 2 days pass, and Dae Eun still knows nothing of him, so she calls his company, but thinking it is a fan, she does not get any answer. Suddenly, she turns on the television and observes Jung giving a live interview, so she realizes that he has simply continued living his life without contacting her at all. Very poorly done. Jung. In this context, Dae Eun's friend goes to her house and finds her in terrible conditions, given the enormous sadness she is going through due to Jung's absence. Here, like the good friend she is, she insists that Jung does not love her. Dae Eun refuses to accept it and justifies it by assuming he must have some kind of reason. Later on, Jung is seen talking with his assistant, who refuses to make a call by orders of his boss, who has decided to establish control over the artist's phone after finding out about his relationship with Dae Eun. At the same time, Buyul is meeting with her representative and her boss, who orders her to participate in a program where she will have to meet with numerous celebrities to rehearse a song. After that, given her reluctance to participate in the program again, her assistant proposes to contact Dae Eun again to replace her. Subsequently, Jung appears talking with his boss's son named Eden, who, despite also being a famous artist, feels jealous of Jung by considering that his father prefers him over himself. Meanwhile, Buyul goes before Dae Eun to propose a new swap, insisting on the risk to her continuity in the company and that she will be able to see her boyfriend again. So she accepts, and they agree together that it will be the last time they do it. After receiving data about the celebrities she will meet from Buyul's representative, the next day Dae Eun goes nervous to the house where the program will be recorded and begins to converse with them. It does not take them long to perceive a somewhat strange behavior on her part. One of them, who usually stalks Buyul, soon warns her to be careful, but another one of the celebrities appears to warn her to stay away from her. And while she talks to him, she sees her boyfriend Jung in the distance, who after finishing a phone call hands his mobile to Eden. After that, a scene is shown in which Jung's boss shows him photos of himself with Dae Eun and, believing it to be Buyul, decides to control his phone for fear that his relationship will affect his company. After that, Buyul returns to the cafe and tells her coworker that she is going to return to work there temporarily. Afterward, the artists randomly form pairs to rehearse for the performance. Eden and Buyul's stalker are the first to team up, setting the stage for the rest of the group to follow. When it is Jung's turn, he discovers that he has been paired with Dae Eun, but believing that it is Buyul, he lies for fear of hurting his girlfriend and chooses another artist as a partner, causing Dae Eun's disappointment. Later, Jung goes to Dae Eun's coworker named Do Hyun so that he can convey a message from him, but he refuses and urges him to talk to her himself. Minutes later, Dae Eun is recording an interview in which they congratulate her for the success of her previous program, which causes her nervousness since she fears they might discover that she is not the real Buyul. Subsequently, once the interview is finished, Dae Eun tells Do Hyun to tell Jung that she wants to see him. However, night falls without him having had the opportunity to talk to him. Before sleeping, she finds a note from Jung in her pocket proposing they meet away from the cameras later that very same night. Next day, one of Buyul's biggest fans enters the cafe and, surprised, asks her if it is really her, but she tells him that she simply looks like the artist. However, she does not manage to convince him, and she goes nervously to tell her coworker what happened. Back with Dae Eun, she leaves the building to meet Jung, but it turns out that Buyul's stalker and her companion Eden are there, hidden to record her and try to break the relationship they believe exists between him and Buyul. Subsequently, it is shown how the same note has been sent to Jung. However, when he appears, he takes Dae Eun by the arm and they enter a warehouse to prevent them from being recorded, and at that moment, unintentionally, her phone falls to the ground. Once inside, they begin to talk, and Jung confesses to her that he knew she was Dae Eun as soon as he read the note with Buyul's name. Likewise, after explaining to Dae Eun the reason why he could not contact her, she understands the situation and assures him she holds no grudge against him. While both converse, Dae Eun observes the two together from the warehouse door and, moved by jealousy, subsequently urges Jung to stay away from her, believing it is Byul. Days later, Dae Eun and Dae Eun prepare to do a photo session. However, her dress turns out not to be her size, so her coworker wraps her up with his jacket and asks the people in charge for explanations. After finding out that Byul's stalker had taken Dae Eun's dress, he confesses what happened before the assistants, leaving the culprit speechless and without knowing how to act. Later, Eden is shown using the phone that Dae Eun lost outside the building, so Jung unsuccessfully tries to retrieve it from her to return it to Dae Eun. However, at that moment, another of the artists, named Hwa-in, appears and manages to take it out of his hands. After that, she gives it to Jung so that he can return it to Dae Eun, while warning him to be careful with Byul, letting it be seen that she is also in love with him. Subsequently, Jung meets again with Dae Eun secretly, and after returning her phone, he assures her that the others already know about their relationship and that there is no reason to hide. However, they realize that this could harm both their company and Byul's. At the cafe, Byul's fan assures her he is certain it is her, so after leaving the place, he contacts Jung's company and informs them of what happened. This situation puts everyone involved in a very difficult and precarious position. So, the next day, said company gets in touch with Eden and urges him to make sure that the information they have been given is real. With the passing of time, Jung observes how Doohan approaches Dae Eun little by little, which causes his total displeasure. Hwa-in, to try to please him, throws a glass of water at Doohyun while he is sitting next to Dae Eun and manages to separate them. At night, while Dae Eun is showering, Hwan answers a call from her phone and realizes that her name is really Dae Eun and not Byul as everyone thinks. Meanwhile, Eden tells Byul's stalker what happened and the task they have entrusted him with. Subsequently, Hwa-in confesses to Dae Eun that she knows she is an imposter, so she tells her the whole truth and asks her to keep said information secret. Later, Doohyun assures Jung and Dae Eun that he knows about their relationship and wishes her the best, urging her to ask him for help whenever she needs it. At night, Byul's stalker gets a hold of Dae Eun's phone and sends a message to her so that she attends an event that the program's company is going to organize. However, after telling Eden his plan, he urges him to stop, as his intention is to cause harm only to Jung and no one else. Next day, as Jung works with Hwa-in, Byul arrives at the event venue. Eden watches her from a distance just moments before he has a run-in with Dae Eun. Subsequently, Byul meets with Dae Eun, who, surprised, asks her what she was doing there, to which she responds that it was she who had contacted her through a message. At that moment, Byul's stalker appears in the room together with several journalists. However, Doohyun arrives, who, after telling the journalists information about Byul's stalker, manages to get them to leave without them discovering Dae Eun and Byul. This way, before starting their performance, Doohyun assures Dae Eun that he knows that she is not Byul, and she ends up confessing once again the whole truth to another person. After that, they sing together and manage to offer a great performance anyway. Angry because of what happened, Byul's stalker tells everything to Eden and asks for his help. However, after obtaining his rejection, she calls his father and accuses him of wanting to harm Jung and therefore his company. The father, upon finding out, deals a slap to his son's face and he promises to discover Byul to save him from the problems. In this way, he grabs Byul by the arm and bursts onto the stage with her during Dae Eun's performance. After that, Byul confesses the whole truth to the attendees, assuming responsibility for everything that happened, and then Jung grabs the microphone and confesses his love for Dae Eun. Oh my god, what an uproar. Days later, Dae Eun is shown together with Jung giving an interview and the joy they finally feel at not having to hide ever again. However, after meeting with his boss, Jung is forced to leave for 1 year to recover the losses he has caused the company. So he has no choice but to say goodbye to Dae Eun. He makes her promise that she will not forget him and that he will never leave her again. Upon leaving, he calls her and she discovers a new hidden gift. As the days go by, they keep in touch through video calls. Likewise, Byul gets in contact with her to thank her for her help and for enduring people's criticism on her behalf. Suddenly, while she is working at the cafe, Jung returns from his trip and promises her that he is not going to leave again, causing the joy of Dae Eun, who assures him that she loves him and that she will always, always stay by his side. Oh, what a beautiful story. I loved it. Now I have many greetings accumulated, so here they go quickly. A greeting for Ezekiel, Ale, Sonia, Analia, Luz, and Basilia. Finally, please subscribe with the bell. Thanks for watching, and until next time.